Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello. Say hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. Let me put on my glasses so I can see. God give us eyes for a reason. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Oh, much better. Okay. Hi, everyone. 𝒂𝒊𝒆𝒏𝒕. Let me raise this a little bit. Hi, everybody. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Facebook. Hi, Instagram family. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Good evening. 𝒂𝒊𝒆𝒏𝒕. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello. Just got back. Not even sure. What's the time? About 2 hours ago, thereabout. Oh, so come on in, come on in, come on in. Say hello. Let me tell you about my hello, Miss Lawson. Hello. If you want to join in, let me know. I'm going to leave it up to you completely. But so ATL was good. My trip to Atlanta was good, BJ Pumping. Thank you. And you already know that I had to go to a Nigerian restaurant. So as soon as we're done, I was like, okay, where's it happening? But today was just frustrating. Oh, she's got to say hello. Well, if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you cannot see her, and I will let you in soon. But today, USCI is yesterday. Today at Montgomery, Alabama. And we got to the interview. My client was prepped. Everything was set to go. Only for us to get in. And USCI has called us into the office and said, okay, we're sorry, but we don't have your file. I said, I'll be damned. That's exactly what I said. Huh? What do you mean you don't have my client's file? Like, you guys send the interview notice. So what do you mean you don't have the file? Well, let me back up. Scheduled for 11 a.m. We got there at 10:45. Got in, only to be told, well, they moved your interview to 1:15. So I had to rearrange my whole day. And I'm like, okay, so I got to be here for the next 3 hours. All right. No, 10:30, almost 3 hours. Got back in the afternoon, and then they're telling us this BS story that they don't have his file. Now, keep in mind, this is the second time they're scheduling his naturalization interview. Welcome to USCIS. But we won't let that dampen what happened yesterday for my very, very special client. I tell you, when I tell you guys that I rejoice, like you would think I'm getting my green card all over again, or citizenship, whatever case may be. You have no idea. But this is attorney 𝒊𝒆𝒏𝒕𝒔, immigration lawyer based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. If you need immigration help, we can and do represent immigration clients regardless of the state you live in. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. I'm right now on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I think I've seen that this works better for me. I used to stay back at the office to do lives and talk to you guys, but I had to do separately because if I don't have to spend a whole lot on internet, I ain't gonna do it. But because I have kids and everybody's got a video game and phone and TV, I needed to get something in the house that the broadband is very strong, and Xfinity is what I had to get. So that works. And for me now, I benefit from it because I can go simultaneously on every platform. But I wanted to talk real quick about, and Miss Lawson, don't go anywhere, but let's talk about this asylum case real quick, and then I would let Miss Lawson come on and share her story if she wants to. And I'm going to share with you guys because I'm telling you, God is in control. Anyway, so let's talk about, if you need to contact my office, 334-341-4475. Visit our website at 𝒊𝒆𝒏𝒕𝒔.com. send me an email, aos@ollalawfirm.com. That's my personal email. I would always respond to you. Now, if I don't respond to you in a week, please make sure rapture hasn't happened. That you or me were left behind, because I would always respond. But so people have been asking. So if you need to contact us, like I said, once again, 334-341-4475. Send us a text, WhatsApp, the same number. Subscribe to YouTube. Please share this video. There are a lot of people who are filing for asylum. A lot of people who are, and we're talking about Ms. Lawson's case, having to switch from a joint 751 to a waiver based, and there's a lot of fear, nerve-wracking procedures, and at the end of the day, you leave everything to God. But we have to do our part. So let's talk about this asylum case. I've had this question every single day. What is going on? YouTube is Olalaya immigration. Just put it Olalaya immigration. Same thing with TikTok. Oh, you got to follow us on TikTok as well. And Facebook, share, like our page, follow us on Instagram. Well, YouTube is Olalaya immigration. So April 22nd, 2022. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, you have that on your screen. And people are asking me, is it true that I cannot file for asylum after a year come April 22nd, 2022? What's going on? So let's break it down. If you are someone who came into the country legally, meaning you came in through the port of entry, you had a visa or visa waiver, you came in on a B1, B2 visa, and you were inspected at the port of entry. You did not ask for asylum at that point. You came in and later on decided to ask to file asylum. You ain't got nothing to do with this. Simply put, I don't know how else to say it. But the April 22nd, 2022, and for those who don't know, asylum is you filing for relief or to ask the U.S. government to give you protection against your government or whatever country it is you are seeking protection from, based on a well-founded fear of persecution, inability to return to that country because you will be harmed or persecuted one way or the other. So the law is you have to file for asylum within the first year of entry. If you do not, then you are barred unless you can prove that your case falls within an exception of extraordinary circumstances or some kind of personal circumstances. An example will be if you're a student, you've been a student and your visa is about to expire, you don't have any other option, but you have a well-founded fear of persecution, then you can file for asylum, even if you've been a student for 5 years, whatever the case may be, as long as you can satisfy the requirement that you fall within the exception and you have a well-founded fear of persecution. The April 22nd, 2022 deadline applies to a certain number of people filing for asylum. The people that are affected or will be affected are the same people right now based on the injunction that was handed down in Mendez v. Johnson case. Basically applies to people who come in through the port of entry and we're coming in without lawful inspection. So if you came on a plane, in Nigeria on B1, B2, and we're playing here for a first class and landed in, you ain't got no business with that. But if you came in at the port of entry, you did not come in legally, and you are someone seeking asylum, you filed for asylum after the 1 year deadline, your case is pending, you have not yet filed for asylum, but you're past the 1 year deadline. You were denied asylum in part because you did not meet the 1 year deadline. You have not filed for asylum and you're not scheduled to be in immigration court, but it's past 1 year. This applies to people who actually entered the country illegally, unlawful presence. So there's Class A and then there's Class B. For Class A asylum seekers, you entered within 14 days. You arrived at the port of entry within 40, and you were arrested. Well, I don't want to use the word arrested. Detained by DHS within 14 days of unlawful entry, and you were released by DHS after you have been found to have a credible fear of persecution or torture. There's a lady that consulted with me last week, and she was saying that she had passed the credible fear. And she said, okay, then that means they're going to give me asylum. No. What it means is basically that they are going to interview you. And if they find that you have a credible fear, that you have passed that questioning line, then they will issue you a notice to appear in immigration court. What was happening is DHS wasn't telling asylum seekers that they had 1 year to file for asylum whenever they encountered them. That was what preceded this. That was what prompted this case to be filed. And there was an injunction. Now the settlement agreement came to the point of, okay, if you came to oh my word. Okay, give me 1 second, people. Oh, I think I was. Am I back on Instagram? You lost me there briefly. Would you let me know if I'm back on Instagram? Okay, Facebook people, you have to wait. Let me know, somebody, if you can see me back on Instagram. Yes, no? Okay, so if you came, they weren't giving people notices that you had a year to file. So if you qualify as a Class A asylum seeker, that is someone who has had the credible fear interview, you were in Canada apprehended by DHS within 14 days of unlawful entry, you're not in removal proceedings, or you're in removal proceedings, but you have filed or you haven't filed. The Class B includes people who have had who were encountered by DHS within 14 days, and you expressed a fear of returning to your country. So there's Class A, credible fear interview. Class B, you express a fear of returning. But both classes, that means you came in unlawfully and you were apprehended by DHS within 14 days. They weren't letting them know that they had 1 year to file for asylum. They would just issue them a notice to appear in immigration court, won't tell them anything. And then that was what prompted this case, this lawsuit, saying, how are you going to tell people, give them credible fear interview, give them a notice to appear, but then don't let them know how long they have to file asylum. And so because that was becoming a basis for them denying people's immigrants asylum applications, this case law was back in, I want to say it was 2016. I have it somewhere in my note. I don't know. I think it was 2016 that this case was filed. Was back and forth, but then they actually came to a settlement agreement. And so the April 22nd, 2022 deadline basically is that you must be able to file a notice that you are either a Class A or Class B member that is protected by that settlement agreement, basically allowing you to still file your asylum application. If you're not being issued, even if you've been issued a notice to appear in immigration court, but you go to your EOIR website and your number is not coming up, you're still able to file your asylum application with USCIS, whether or not you've been issued a notice to appear in immigration court, as long as that jurisdiction has not been put into effect, meaning your alien number is not showing on the immigration court website. So if you are someone who came in legally and you did not encounter DHS, this ain't about you. You've got to figure out if you qualify for asylum another way. That's that in a nutshell. So, the whole thing of, because one of the questions I got today, hello, Mr. Mommy. One of the questions I got today was, so does that mean that we cannot file for asylum after the 1 year bar? That is not, this is specifically for those people. Now, if you came illegally, you're still required to file for asylum within a year, because you're not in the Class A or Class B of those who came in with unlawful entry and encountered DHS at a port of entry, or, port of entry, but encountered DHS and they came in unlawfully. If you are someone who's been here much longer than that, and you think you will qualify for an exception, an example is what I gave as far as you being a student for a while and your status is, your program is about to expire and you're changing status, then you're seeking asylum and you still have to prove two things now: that you fall within the exception of the 1-year rule, as well as the fact that you have a well-founded fear of persecution. So that's that in a nutshell. It's not about everybody. So I didn't make the law. I'm just delivering the message. All right. So anyway, let's see. So I wanted to get that out of the way. If you have any questions about, okay, what does that still mean for me? It doesn't mean I can qualify. I can't qualify. That's when it's time for you to call our office and set up a consultation so we can delve more into your case and talk about your case specifically. All right. Not sure if Miss Lawson is still on. I'll see if she's still on, and I'll get to your questions, but I want to see if she's still on here. Y'all on Facebook, and let's see, I'm not tech savvy. She is. Hello. Say hi. Everyone say hello. So if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you cannot, but you can hear her. And this is Miss Lawson. Listen, everybody becomes my family. If you're my client, and she can tell you, you'll become my family. Like, you're stuck with me for life. Hello, new permanent resident. So this is Miss Lawson. We're going to use that name. I'm not going to use the other name we know. Yes. And this is what my client, and I just saw her yesterday in the ATL. And she is, she and her adorable sons are now owners of 10-year green cards. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I see my friend on the video live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yesterday was spectacular. It was divine. I just thank God. And I thank you so much too.
What did we start with? What was the very first thing we did together?
Oh, we prayed together.
Listen, that's because there's no power like the power of prayer. You've got to, where 2 or 3 are gathered, you've got to agree. And I know it was, you know, so a little background. Miss Lawson had a joint filing. There was abuse that became involved, and it got to a point that she said, I just told her enough is enough. And then eventually she filed for divorce as well. So we had those 2 grounds. But it was still so we sent a whole lot of documents in. Don't even get me started on the interviewing officer. Listen. But sometimes I have to caution myself, like, okay, don't go your wild way. You have to think of your client.
Yeah.
But so go ahead. Tell the folks what you want them to know.
Oh, well, the interview was short, pretty short, but the only question I could say I got was your address. Oh my God, it's online. So it was the address, like, I think he asked about my address close to 10 times. I'm like,
it was ridiculous. But you know what I told you now? I was writing in notes, like, he's trying to confirm what so everyone listen now. That is one of their tactics. That's your technique. They want to see if you're going to change your story, because the other person is not there. So it's left to see if your story makes sense. Does it match what you sent in? And they keep asking you to see, are you going to miss it? Are you going to say something different? And I've written something like, he's trying to establish whether or not you have good faith. So, you know, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we left there.
Without a decision yet.
Yeah, without a decision. And then I got a message like, oh, did you check your email? I'm like, no, I didn't see anything.
Yeah. I was like, oh, have you seen this?
When news came, I could call it. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. It was just miraculous. It was miraculous. We thank God.
We thank God, because God was there. We agreed in prayer and said, listen, we can only do what we can. But God, we said the heart of the king is in God's hands. Just like a river, he would direct it in the direction. And he said, okay, we'll get back to you in 3 weeks. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then I started, because I had consultations later at our temporary office in Atlanta. And I was in between consultations, and I got because I have my USCIS notification set. And when I saw those three together, I was like, oh shoot, they're gonna give us an RFE. And then I saw we ordered your new cars. I'm like, oh the damn. And the client was in front, like everything. I'm like, everything is okay. Just give me. But what would you tell? So what was your experience with starting, communicating and contacting our law firm and all through the process?
Well, all through the process was, like I said, it was just peace of mind. Apparently, I just got your Instagram page came on, and then I listened to you, and then I called my friend. She's live, and she was like, she has an immigration lawyer. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go on with this one. And then she told me like, okay, get a second opinion. I'm like, second opinion. I actually did, but I made up my mind. I'm going with the first because we're the first person I spoke with. And she was like, cool, okay. As long as you're comfortable. And to me, I was comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I always tell people, if you have to get a second opinion, that is fine. Oh, is that your friend On?
Like Malicious. She's right there.
That's true. Okay. All right, go ahead.
So after the consultation and I had the process of getting all the documents in. It was, I didn't know I needed the evaluation, the psychological evaluation.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
And I would say this whole process was within 5 months, because I think I contacted you in September.
Yes.
I made up my mind in October. We went ahead, and this is February. It was really so fast.
It was God. Because, and you've been waiting, 2 years at that time, 2+ years.
Over 2 years. I put in the application in 2019.
And I said, it was God. And sometimes the thing is, when they know, and that's what I've seen, when they know you get an attorney in your case, it's almost like, okay, yeah, we got to see what we're doing on this case. And, and the thing, they had not even forwarded your file to the field office, because I was like, oh Lord, then we had to send it in again. But I'm glad. So, thank you for your review. That said a lot. We're just grateful, and like I said, I play a little part in everybody's life, but I always rejoice and just seeing you and having that peace of mind and being able to just concentrate. How was your test today?
Oh, whoa! It was good. It was good.
It was a different attitude, right? Like,
yeah. Because I was so relaxed yesterday. After the news, I was like, even with that, I was like, whatever happens, the greater news. Having to wait for so long. And then yesterday, I was like, this is the greater news. Let me just relax. My test was really good.
Thank God. So thank you for trusting us with because it's a big deal. You're like one leg in, one leg out. And like, okay, how is it going to go? But God has the final say, and he showed up for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To be honest, I was scared. I was like, okay, interview. I was like, I didn't know what to expect. But the interview was so short and it went on smoothly. It wasn't like, there was no much probing. It was just the address and the consistent address. So like, and then my kids' date of birth and all of that.
And then the dates of divorce and all that.
Yeah.
Which, and we prepped, like, okay, remember I told you he's going to focus more, because in your case, you have 2 grounds. If they're able to do the first one, which is divorce, then they won't bother. And he said he's going to look at both, but it boils down to, okay, we have 2 grounds, so he's going to have to ask you about good faith. And that was really what it came down to. Like, just know that's what's going to be asked, because that's what you have to prove in both cases. So if you're able to maintain and sustain the proof of good faith, it could be either or. So, but you're at the point where you're either way, you're eligible for citizenship. So it's a win-win-win all the way.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very, very much for trusting us. It means a lot. So and you are blessed. And I wish you and your boys the very best. You would always hear from me. You already know that. You're stuck with me for life. All righty.
So thank you, everyone.
Say congratulations, Miss Lawson. Okay, let me try to get to the questions now. I will try my best to do what I can. Now, I don't know if you're going to ask me about how to, I don't know. Listen, how do you get Miss Lawson? I don't know. But okay, let's see. Let me see if I can do something. I don't know. Maybe you have to sign out. I don't know.
Okay.
see if that works. But anyway, okay, that works. Let me start questions on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you. Yeah, she signed off now. No, so the question is, what was her basis for a waiver? Hers was initially abuse, and that's what she's talking about, doing the evaluation, not even knowing that she needed that. And then eventually the divorce decree came out, and then we requested the divorce basis as well before the interview. And so it was both cases. Hey, Miss Patience, it was both grounds. And that's what happened in her case. And she's got 2 kids, so that's dependent. Okay. All right, let me see if I can get to. Oh, you guys have a lot of questions. Okay, I may not be able to get to everything on Instagram. Oh, and one more thing I have to tell you. One thing that's very, very important, and Miss Lawson will let you know. She did everything that I asked her to do, every single thing. And one thing is, they have your file, even though Miss Lawson, remember he was saying I didn't have that, but then when he was going through her file, I could see my letterhead on on her file was this thick, right? I was like, what the hell? And then he was turning, and I could see, because I was sitting here and I could see the angle. I could see my letterhead in the file, and I was like, this man just lied through his teeth, because they read your file. So if you send in your documents, it preps them to know, and so they start to investigate and look back and all that. But one thing about 751, and I will tell you guys, is keep in mind, if you've ever been married and you had a divorce decree to get your conditional residency card, they still will go back to revisit whether or not you were eligible to get a green card, albeit conditional at that point. So the fact that you had a conditional residency card does not preclude them from starting all over again. Just an FYI, that's a tip for you guys. Okay. Let's see. Hi, good. You finally have you on live. I'm back. Yeah, I usually come Tuesdays, Thursdays, but yesterday was I had to be. Okay, let's see. I just noticed a message on my I-130 application. 1 second, I'll come back to YouTube. It's being processed now on Monday from Nebraska Center. As long process take after this notice. Allah alaikum. I don't think I understand your question. You notice the message that your case is being processed now. So are you saying that there's a transfer notice? If that's the case, you will still have to figure out how long it's taking them to process the I-130 at the Nebraska Service Center. But I'm not sure I understand your question. So if you can rephrase that. Yes. Back, everybody. Hey, Miss Amo, I'm still coming to get my cake, so don't think I forgot. You're welcome, Epic Movement. Okay, let's see. I was literally thinking about calling you today. Congrats to me. Yes, you should call me and tell me no. Why did you doubt her, though? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But on a more serious note, I've always said, and I've said in a lot of videos, if I'm your second opinion, that's fine. If I'm the first opinion and you need a second opinion, it is your life. It doesn't face me in any way. Someone says, I want to get it, even if you say it to my face, that's fine, because I've been through that process myself. And I know that during going through my immigration journey, I needed, for my own sanity, and because there's a lot of saying that people say, especially when you listen to street lawyers. So get as much information as you want that would make you and help you make an informed decision about your life. It is your life. That's the most important part. So Let's see. Yes. Wow, 5 months. God is faithful. He is. Congratulations. Yeah, Miss Lawson, everybody's saying congratulations to you. Um, you're smiling. You're gonna smile. We're gonna rejoice with you too. You gotta rejoice with others. So when it's your turn, everybody smiles and rejoices with you. That's what life is all about. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. How long does it take for the medical to expire from the day it's done? So it's more about the signature. And there was a press release by USCIS not too long ago, last year. I cannot remember, but I think I have a video up about it. Or you can go to uscis.gov/news. It used to be 60 days, but they are allow flexibility. I don't want to say because I can't remember. I can't remember right now, but I want to say it's still good for. I'm not going to say it. I will check, or you can go my page on. Hello, Miss Back with me. How are you doing? I see a lot of my clients here. Okay. Let's see. I cannot possibly get to everybody's questions. So if you still have, and I see so many questions, I just cannot. It's been a long day and heading back from Montgomery and going to the office tomorrow. I have court in the morning. I have criminal court tomorrow morning. So, I just saw someone. She said, "Where am I leaving?" I'm back home. She thinks I'm still in Atlanta. No, but I will be back. Is it March? Got to check my schedule. What's the timeline from submission of application to call for interview? Everyone is different because a huge part of how soon, and I'm assuming Doc Hank that your question is about is relating to marriage-based applications. A huge part of that depends on where you live. Because there's some field offices that are able to get that out real quick and schedule you for interviews. And there's some, depending on the population, where you've got to wait years. Someone filed their papers in 2020. They just had their interview last month. And I have March 2nd, 3rd, I'm not sure, that we filed a client's case back in June, and we have an interview coming up next week, and they live in Alabama. So it just really depends. Do I have to file taxes with my wife to get citizenship? If you are filing your N-400 based on marriage, being 3 years after 3 years and being still married to the citizen, it helps your case to file jointly, unless you have a reasonable explanation, because that's one of the things that they would ask. Reasonable explanation why you're filing separately, and also have other evidence of good faith. So those are things that, but taxes are not just the only thing, but taxes are a big deal, because if you're commingling your finances together, that's a big deal. Because see, I don't play with my money, because my mother is Ijebu, and that means my DNA is 50% Ijebu. Don't touch my coins. So if I'm going to commingle my coins with somebody, it better be someone that I can trust, that if they give us a refund, you ain't gonna dupe me or something. So that's a big deal. Okay, Bob Michaels, that was what I started this video with. Asylum, if you've been here more than 3 years, and if you're going to be considered a class member with the Mendez Rojas v. Johnson case. But thank you all for joining, and thank you for celebrating Ms. Lawson. And I pray that all of us who are still waiting to hear good news, that God will surprise you in the most fundamental way, and that we'll all come to rejoice with you as well. But this mama's got to go. Good evening. This mama's got to go. And I will see you guys most likely tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have a much longer time to spend tomorrow and we'll ask the questions that we were not able to answer this evening. All right, everybody. Bye.